Sagittarius, welcome back for your soulmate update. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. Now let's have a look at what's going on with you guys. Bookings down below, as well as the new channel that's coming as well. And the rest of you who have returned, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, I did a video earlier on at the beginning of the month. This is a flow-on effect of that frequency. Due to the fact that Venus is going direct, Mercury is going retrograde, I wanted to do a check-in with the collective to see where each zodiac sign was. A lot of revelations are coming through, as well as transformations, but it's almost like the shell shock frequency after the fact, and every person to a varying degree will be directly impacted by it in some shape or form. Even just reflecting back on your parents' relationships or kin-related relationships and people around you, so to speak. So there is a lot of changes with us looking at paths and wondering how we want to take that connection forward. So this reading is for Sagittarius within a soulmate connection, be it you're directly with them or not, but the frequency of what will come through will have subliminal messages directly for you. Now, past tense frequency, Sagittarius, you know, you're looking back on where you made good choices. For some of you, this might be where you did make better choices than you're currently feeling that you're making, or whether you feel that you were correct in the first place in relation to something. You're also wanting the balance. So again, this has been a collective card that's been coming through with all the readings. Also, not wanting to have any manipulation, no push and pull, trying to keep the balance in life. Now, this is with the person that you're interested in, and it's your intent in the current energy you are in at the moment. So it may be highlighting that perhaps there is an imbalance, or that there is balance needed, but the balance is returning after Venus retrograde. Your frequency will pick up. So any energies that you had, as you move further away from the 16th, you'll find your energetic levels will pick up and you will be seeing the sunlight through the woods. How you're looking at this person and perhaps how they were looking at the situation in the past is that things were very balanced, or they're wanting to directly have a balance from the past. Now, this can be directly with you, or it can be with a different person altogether. Lighting here is very different. I get one eye that goes a different colour. It's so bizarre and it trips me out. It's like a glass eye. It's the lighting. Okay. They may be really displaying some independent behaviours at the moment. So it might be that they're being very critical. It could be that they're triggered. Moving forward, you know, they're wanting to feel they're wanting to birth an idea. They're wanting to take something to the next level. This, again, can be with you or with another person. So it depends on the messages and how they're relating either side. But I'll pull clarifiers. With this person, if you're not currently with them, they're thinking about you. For those of you, if you are with them, the processing of the past, either with you and how things used to be, or directly connected to a separate individual. So it's going to depend on your unique case. The balance was with something that ended. So maybe you were in and out of connection, but it's an old cycle ending of the past. So it might be that, a bit like when we have a goal and we're saving for a car and we reach that point and then we've attained it. So it's an ending of a cycle. So this is really what's going on here. It's like an ending of a cycle they're reflecting back on. Currently where they are, they're happy, right? They're independent, but they're happy. So even if you're getting triggered about it, even if you're not with them, they're independent. So they've got their crap together. Not a bad thing. Future tense, they want an abundant future. They've had a realization of what they want in the future and what was faithful and what wasn't faithful. And we were really placing things in their correct order during the Venus retrograde. So it might have been we had ill hurts from the past that we hadn't processed. We buried down deep. We could have been in a very happy connection, but it came back up like a festering wound. We then assessed that factor and had a look at it and went, wow, that hurts. I feel embarrassed that I'm feeling that frequency. Let's not talk about it. Let's not transmute it. And then processed it directly, purged it, then filed it in its correct order, almost putting it to its grave. It can be two things. Either you had that epiphany for you, Sagittarius, thinking of this other person, or the person you're directly dealing with. They could have done it in two ways, filed it or resurrected it, but you'll know already if that's the frequency. For you, looking back about the good choices of where you feel you did right, things that you're still doing, you need to praise yourself for the things that you're doing well currently. Again, you are very focused on finances. And again, a lot of the frequencies are coming through where we are looking at our net worth as our value system inside ourselves. And in theory, it's true. But it's also not. Because if we are doing it from an egoic state, not an egoic state, they're giving me another message. When we don't fear the aspect of cash and we're manifesting it, we attain that goal, but sometimes very shortly after we're slowed down because we aren't in alignment with self. So if you currently are struggling with finances, what happens is your belief system in yourself has told yourself, and I used to hate hearing this, to be like, fuck off. Our belief system is there's no way that you can keep that up because it's a push-pull. Now, I've got to think of the person. When they talk in aspects of manifestation, it's literally you think it, you paint the picture of it, and you release it and you don't worry about it. And the reason I say that is because if we feel we're going to nurture it and hold on to it so tight, what happens is we prevent that and there becomes an imbalance. And in our heart chakra sense, receiving love, I've got to work hard, I've got to give more, I've got to do more. Oh my God, what are they doing? That frequency actually, you can use techniques and learn techniques. It's a bit like working through the matrix. We're working through the matrix. We're doing the right thing. And then suddenly we're getting to a point and we're going, I've lost the tactic or I've lost the means of, and then you learn another thing. Like Donkey Kong, getting through the maze. And you've learnt up to a certain point and you're like, I've got there and I know and I just got to pass this section. And then you learn a bit more and you get further and further, but you always have to go back to the start again. That's what happens with manifestation. When it isn't released, when it's not believed, it doesn't keep happening at a flowing frequency. So you need to come to a place where perhaps a bit of balance, you can do some chakra work and tune into. There's certain chakra points. It's heart chakra number 1 because of your worth and how much you should feel love towards yourself. And we do look outside of ourselves to get that. And when we haven't at childhood, at times we believe we can never have that dream. So it's a belief system that impacts our finances, impacts our path and our relationships. But when we can heal that chakra and unblock that, which a lot of the Venus would have been pulling that out of you, so it could have been triggering your finances, it helps us to understand that in releasing it and believing our worth, that we receive everything we want so freely. Try it for a week. Your hopes will return. Again, frequency of Venus going direct is going to help you. There will be a lag though. So issues with cars, transport, telephones, communication, crosswise can still come through, even if Venus is understanding and moving forward. In relation to how others are affecting you, finances, okay? And with that, there can be communication in relation to financial related situations. What the movement with that will be is a partner perhaps will help you, or you will be kind and work with this individual or individuals. It can be legalities, contracts, etc. A real shitty time to sign things, so be careful, read the fine print, be cautious. Money at the moment is hindering you in some shape or form. Keep your heart chakra balanced. Keep all your chakras balanced and try and read up on it a little bit. There is a bit of information on my website. If you feel you have a blockage, I can work with your chakra too. As for your partnered energy, The influences around them are burdens. Now, maybe they're unable to do certain tasks, unable to do certain things, which makes them feel less somehow, but they have a lot on their plate. It might be, again, healing. So the independence, and it's like, hey, I'm stuck, you know, I can't do X, Y, and Z, and it's frustrating me, and I have these burdens. External situation to who they are as a human being. Who they are as a human being is dynamite. What they have on their plate is it's a friggin' lot. Again, the movement is the end of that. It's like when we hit rock bottom, it's the epiphany that something is lacking inside ourselves or at a 3D level. So it's the aha moment. It can be the wounds we've carried with us and they come through after Venus. It can come through in a conflict or through, we might be isolated and feeling that factor, so we can trigger each other. But it's recouping. The movement is going to happen is a realization of it. They may feel run down. And again, burdens. These burdens, whatever's going on with them separately to you is running them down. They're feeling tired. And it can be they're overdoing things, so they're run down and they can be triggered. So it may be this week moving forward they do feel unwell, or they physically have external burdens that need to have a tower moment to help them clear the deck so that they don't have to keep doing that same thing. Now, your feelings of the past is you'd lost hope to a degree. And you had to use your intuition a great deal, which could be causing a lot of third eye kind of headache-related, tension-related headaches. What you're seeing is a delay and travels. And again, this can be transport. This can be needing to be in two places at once, I'm saying, and trying to keep everything balanced within the connection or in your life in order to move towards that connection. A lot of things are coming up in your own personal life. Now, what you want to see is a transformation in other people's energies outside of you, or particularly with this person perhaps, because your intention is by Christmas, New Year, you want this frequency to be different. You want things to be very different. You want to be able to celebrate. So you're actually putting pressure on yourself, which is then perhaps an emotional projectile way. It could be coming towards your direct partner if you're in a partnership. But it's in your partner's coming from it a different way, triggered in a state of, I don't want to be isolated. This could be you guys deciding to do Christmas, New Year somewhere else away from family. It could also be a move for a job for some of you, where it means it's going to take them away from family. There's other energies coming on for those of you who are single that are dealing with this person. In their 3D life, they're reflecting back on what happened in the past, but they're currently in a state where in their financial sector, they might not have a job. It might be impacting them. It might be the ending of one chapter, the starting of a new. They might be returning to work. In love, you may directly communicate with them, but there's communication. The path forward, they might have to do an aspect of this alone. They may also be balancing, and this could be their fear-based frequencies, of someone you're not with coming back to them, or someone you're with feeling out of balance in their male and female balance of their energy because of burdens and feeling unwell. For you, you don't have much time to focus on the love factor, but you really want to. You feel a lot of weight on your shoulders. You're not finding the blessing for some of you in the direct job that you're working in. And as for the path forward, you need a change. Something's got to change. It's impacting things around you and you're having an epiphany moment. You're like, okay, I've got bills. In this connection, there needs to be a balance. Behavior coming from partner or an ex is showing that they need some help as well. So if you're feeling imbalanced and unhappy in a situation you're connected to at a romantic level or a financial level, that's going to be shown to you. For them, they're overwhelmed and I feel they're very run down to a point they couldn't do much anyway. Which means universe is showing you something on your side needs to change in order for you to focus on all the things you're passionate about. So go to the drawing board, have a look at it and see what you can do to change it. If you can't, again, tune back into the updates during the month. I'll try and release the videos for the end of the month slightly early so we can see December. but I'll be on YouTube again for all the updates as to what is going on with the collective and how we can balance everything out. Feel free to book a reading if you want me to psychically tune into your direct situation. Again, the way I do my readings is very different to this. I still pull cards, but generally I'll pick into your energy and then tune into any persons you're wanting me to. Again, the website is very simple, and come along and join the channel and you can perhaps win a free reading. Love and light.